In a groundbreaking initiative to combat the illicit ivory trade, Nigeria has successfully orchestrated its inaugural ivory crush, obliterating substantial stockpiles of confiscated elephant tusks and processed ivory, weighing approximately 2,500 kilograms. The ivory crush held in the Nigerian capital Abuja signifies a momentous achievement in the country's endeavors to curb the exploitation of its borders and ports as channels for the illegal ivory trade, thereby securing irreplaceable elephant populations. This pioneering effort was led by the National Environmental Standards and Regulations Enforcement Agency in collaboration with the Elephant Protection Initiative Foundation.
We know this ivory is of high economic value. We opted to destroy it so that we send a very strong signal to those engaged in this illicit trade. We must do all our best to protect our animal population. We are trying to review our regulations to make these offenses more punitive. We are looking at the option of removing fines for those involved in this illicit act.
This milestone follows closely on the heels of Nigeria's public destruction of almost 4,000 kilograms of seized pangolin scales and 110 kilograms of skins from protected species, including leopard, python, and crocodile just 3 months ago.
Unfortunately, Nigeria has been identified as a major transit hub for the illegal wildlife trafficking due to the porous nature of its international borders. Nigeria has continued in its collaborative efforts with other relevant stakeholders in combating illegal wildlife trade in Nigeria. This effort has continued to yield positive results through the seizures, confiscation, and prosecution of wildlife offenders in the country. The option of outright destruction is aimed at showing the entire world that Nigeria is zero tolerant to illegal wildlife trade at any level, and to also serve as a deterrent to the illicit wildlife traffickers who use Nigeria as their transit route.
Every year, tens of thousands of elephants are killed for their tusks. Nigeria is the second most prominent ivory exporting country in West Africa, serving as a major hub that draws ivory in from other parts of the continent. Dr. Mark Ofua, the West Africa representative of Wild Africa Fund, voiced his concern over the rampant killing of elephants for the production of ivory products.
If you look at the fact that about 2.5 tons of ivory was destroyed today, if you look at the number of animals that represents, hundreds of animals dead, killed, just because a few people were greedy, it casts a shadow, on the mind. This ivory, they use them for making keyboards, artifacts, bangles, nothing really essential for human life. And then to think of killing a magnificent animal, an iconic elephant that has very, very much use to our biodiversity, to our forest life, and even to us as humans when they are alive, killing them for just this purpose, it's painful. But I am happy that I am a part of this process. I witnessed this, and I know that the story is going to be changed for our elephants.
Nigeria now joins a list of several countries, including Kenya, Gabon, the United States, and Singapore, that have all destroyed ivory stockpiles in recent years. Considering that Nigeria has emerged as a significant hub for the illicit trafficking of ivory, particularly directed towards Asia, this is a bold move. Another includes adopting an inaugural national strategy to combat wildlife and forest crime, followed by the establishment of the Wildlife Law Enforcement Task Force, dedicated to tackling wildlife crime head-on within the country. The Assistant Director for Stockpile Management and State Engagement under the Elephant Protection Initiative Foundation provided insights into the symbolic significance of this destruction.
I'm filled with mixed feeling. In one hand, I'm sad because if this event is happening today, that means so many elephants die in the wild. And also some of our rangers, when fighting against this traffic, some of the rangers die. So I'm feeling of this sadness today, but also happy to have this opportunity to join this event because it's also a great signal to the slaughters to let them know Nigeria government are now committed to fight against this wildlife trafficking.
The most recent African elephant status report estimates that about 415,000 elephants remain in Africa. This is significantly smaller compared to the 1.3 million elephants that once roamed the continent in 1979. In Nigeria, the situation is even more dire, as fewer than 400 survive in the country today. As the mobile crushing plant reduces the seized ivory to ashes, and as the dust rises, so does Nigeria's commitment to wildlife conservation. The message from today's crush echoes even louder. The illegal ivory trade will no longer be tolerated here, at least if laws are enforced strictly and offenders punished without delay. Laila Johnson-Salami, Arise News.